You're listening to the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play.
The options market can be a confusing place. Sorting through the daily avalanche of data, alerts, updates, articles, and analysis to find the most important information is an overwhelming prospect. But now you have help. Welcome to the Options News Rundown, the only program that breaks through the noise to bring you the most important news and information from the world of options. Every day we bring you the top 5 option stories curated by the options experts at theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider. And now it's time to break through the noise. It's time for your Options News Rundown.
Good morning, traders. This is your Options News Rundown for Thursday, April 5th. Dan Passarelli has abandoned ship, and I am the captain now. Our first story of the day comes from Reuters. New applications for U.S. unemployment benefits increased more than expected last week, but the number of Americans on jobless rolls fell to its lowest level since 1973, pointing to a tighter labor market. Initial claims for state unemployment benefits rose 24,000 to a seasonally adjusted 242,000 for the week ended March 31st, according to the Labor Department. Data for the prior week were revised to show 3,000 more claims than previously expected. Economists polled by Reuters had forecast claims rising to 225,000 in the latest week. Last week's increase likely reflected difficulties adjusting the data around moving holidays like Easter and spring break. The labor market is considered to be near or at full employment. The jobless rate is at a 17-year low of 4.1%, not too far from the Federal Reserve's forecast of 3.8% by the end of this year. Economists are optimistic that the tightening labor market conditions will start boosting wage growth in the second half of the year. That should help support consumer spending, which slowed at the start of this year. Our next story is from Bloomberg. JP Morgan Chase & Company CEO Jamie Dimon seems set on building the Amazon.com of the financial world. In an annual letter to shareholders, the head of the largest U.S. bank says he sees opportunities for his companies to expand, quote, almost everywhere, including businesses where it's already dominant and ones that have been particularly tough across the industry in recent years. We see growth opportunities even in fixed income, currencies, and commodities where we already have the number one market share, Dimon wrote, pointing to an area where competitors have pulled back amid a slump in client transactions. Those operations will benefit as capital markets around the world expand, and JP Morgan can win more business in various products and in certain regions where we have low share, he said. And finally, today's last story is from CNBC. The dollar rose to a 2-week high against the basket of major currencies on Thursday, encouraged by a rebound on Wall Street and signs that the U.S. may negotiate a resolution to a trade dispute with China. Beijing on Wednesday imposed tariffs on U.S. imports, including soybeans, planes, cars, beef, and chemicals, in response to a similar measure from the U.S. That prompted a rally in the yen, often sought in times of market turmoil, and left investors broadly reluctant to take on new positions in risk assets as the U.S. shares tumbled. But the dollar on Thursday recouped losses after Trump's economic advisor said the U.S. administration was negotiating with China, not engaging in a trade war. In the midst of U.S.-China trade tension, the dollar has weakened in the 3 of the last 5 sessions against the yen, down more than 5% so far this year. Against the Swiss franc, the greenback has fallen 1.4% so far in 2018. That's all we have for today. You can find all of these stories and more on theoptionsinsider.com. I'll be back tomorrow with more options news you can use.
Thank you for listening to the Options News Rundown. To learn more about these stories or any other developments from the world of options, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com, the premier source for free options information. The Options News Rundown is brought to you by Market Taker Mentoring, the leader in option trader education. Get trader education, daily trade ideas, and more with a free 1-week trial of Market Taker Mentoring's live Advantage group coaching class by visiting markettaker.com/insider.
The preceding program was a production of the Options Insider Radio Network. For more quality options programs, visit www.theoptionsinsider.com or search for Options Insider Radio Network in your podcast provider of choice. Listeners can also access all of our programming through our mobile app, available in iTunes and on Google Play. Don't forget to follow along with your favorite programs and submit your own questions for the hosts at twitter.com/options, facebook.com/theoptionsinsider, or via questions at theoptionsinsider.com.